Listen to me. Welcome to wrestlerant HD, America's #1 professional wrestling rant show. You have come to the right place for professional wrestling information and a little entertainment along the way. Now, we have had a great week in professional wrestling. Not really that huge, but the Royal Rumble is just one week away. Are you excited? I'm excited. This morning when I got up, the hairs all over my body were standing on end. Try not to get a visual. Now, let me tell you, this is going to be a fantastic show. This is also going to be an interesting next week in professional wrestling, because everything in this next week depends on how WWE sells the Royal Rumble. What will happen? Will the WWE be able to market the Royal Rumble the way that they really want to the fans? So far, they've been doing a great job, but it's that last week that's crucial to get you to dial those numbers or to even push the pay-per-view button on your DVR remote. Now, let's get right to it. We learned this week that Epico and Primo won the WWE Tag Team Championship in a dark match. Now listen, it doesn't mean that Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston aren't important, or even Epico or Primo. It simply means that WWE simply thought it best for them to lose those titles in the dark match. What you must understand is that dark matches don't necessarily mean anything bad. Hey, Bret the Hitman Hart won the World Heavyweight Championship in a dark match against Ric Flair in Saskatoon, Canada. Was that bad? No. They simply did not have any kind of story between those two to make that fit. Not only that, well, it doesn't help when your tag team partner, sorry Kofi, sorry Evan, likes to do things with non-medicinal drugs that he shouldn't do. Had to put that out there. So anyway, new tag team champions, Epico and Primo. I'll talk more about that later. Oh, how about this? Mick Foley, WWE legend, wants to get in this year's Royal Rumble. Now, of course, many of you probably think, "Ah, come on, the flannel-wearing fat guy doesn't have any more gas left." Sit at a Chipotle with him. You'll be proven wrong. Now, I would like to say this. Mick Foley, to me, honestly, all kidding aside, true professional wrestling hero. Yes, Ric Flair may think of him as a glorified stuntman, but hey, look back at some of the Mick Foley tapes. He's a pretty darn good wrestler in his own right. And I love all the Mick Foley matches that I've ever seen, especially the ones with Abdullah the Butcher, a person that superstar Billy Graham doesn't seem to like much. Not going to touch that though. All I'm saying is this. It would be great to have Mick Foley in this year's Royal Rumble. And you can disagree with me if you want. You can dislike me on the YouTube, but you can do anything you want to do. I don't care. I like Mick Foley. Am I holding that pause too long? Okay. Anyway. What is up with Brodus Clay and the dancing? Okay, if you watched this show last week and the week before, you know I don't like that character. I don't despise it. I just don't think the character is a good idea for Brodus' career. But if Brodus is comfortable, well, we'll let bygones be bygones. We'll let sleeping dogs lie. we'll let Funk be on a roll. But while we're at it, can you tell me why Brodus has stolen Dusty Rhodes' body shake? Just wondering. Brodus, if you're going to be your own, get your own dance. Dusty Rhodes was doing that shake when you were in diapers. Oh, heck, before you were in diapers. If you're going to get funky like a monkey, Brodus, do it with your own dance, brother. Alright. When we come back, we are going to discuss Chris Jericho. Welcome back to wrestlerant HD. We are America's #1 professional wrestling rant show. Woo! Yeah! Yes! Yes! Alright! Yes! Yeah! 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 Yes! 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 Oh yes! 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 Yeah! 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 Woohoo! Yeah! Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Yeah! Woo! Yes! Thank you for joining us right back here on wrestlerant HD, America's #1 professional wrestling rant show. Fans, let's talk about CM Punk and Mick Foley tearing it up and owning John Laurinaitis' character in that ring. What a sensational bit between the three men, and a great way to keep the tension between CM Punk and John Laurinaitis. You know, it's not every day we get a superstar with a genuine voice like that. Macho Man Randy Savage is no longer with us, but John Laurinaitis is. Thank you, John, for your wonderful, wonderful voice. Mick Foley and CM Punk did a sensational job at putting his character on the spot. I thought it was well done, and I think that Mick Foley will be a great addition, as I said earlier, to the Royal Rumble. Now, fans, listen to this. I have an exclusive one-on-one via satellite interview with the World Heavyweight Champion, Daniel Bryan. And we're going to get that interview started right now. All right. Daniel Bryan, I understand you're on standby right now. Daniel Bryan, can you tell us, why are you making some of the rash decisions that you've made as of late as the World Heavyweight Champion? What are the WWE's plans for you with this oddball story? 1 week you're against Mark Henry, 1 week you're against the Big Show. This week you were in a lumberjack match. Daniel, what is the WWE really doing with you?
I have a big head, little arms, and I'm not too sure how well this storyline was thought through. Master.
Thanks, Daniel. I think. Anyway, so Yeah, weird story between Daniel Bryan, The Big Show, and Mark Henry. WWE, I still think you're doing a good job with this one, even though I know Daniel Bryan's going to end up titleless come the Royal Rumble. Now, okay, you can weigh in on Friday Night SmackDown any way you want to. The big wheel, Vegas, the spinning of the wheel, and supposedly the wheel picks the matches. Even though I know it's rigged and there's a guy behind there stopping it right where WWE wants them to. My biggest problem with this, surprisingly, is not that. My biggest problem with it is that this whole roulette thing is no good without, hold on to yourself, your teeth, something, because I'm going to say it, Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff was what made the roulette wheel on Raw and or SmackDown what it was. Exciting. And since WWE is clearly only PG sometimes, the roulette wheel just doesn't work right now. If you want that wheel to work, PG has to go away. Bischoff would have to come back. The wheel doesn't work without Bischoff. Just the way ECW could not work without Paul Heyman. You must understand that there are certain things that are not necessarily sciences, but without the right added elements to them, they just don't work. Good try anyway though, WWE. Way to get a theme of some sort going on SmackDown this week. Okay, I told you at the top of the program I would talk about this. I'm gonna do it. Finally, WWE has some real tag teams. Epico, Primo, the Usos, going for the titles. This is what we want to see more of. Now, I like that you want to use the foreigners for tag teams. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's great. I love the Puerto Ricans, and of course I love the Samoans. But now let's get some American tag teams in there. No, I don't want to see Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne again. I think Air Boom's day was here, and now it's gone. Kind of like Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas. Their time was there, now it's over. Let's talk about putting some American tag teams in there. Anybody remember Bo and Blake, the Beverly Brothers? Anybody remember the Basham Brothers? Anybody remember, I don't know, the Flying Papos? The Macho Man Randy Savage and Leapin' Lanny Popo? WWE, you have the ability and the capability to create some of the best tag team action in history. How do I know? You've done it. And you've also created storylines between tag teams. I'd like to see more of that too. All of us would as professional wrestling fans. We understand you want to make movies. We don't have a problem with you making movies. But while you make movies, don't forget about the other guys that still love professional wrestling. Alright, no use beating a dead horse. Drew McIntyre obviously is fired. Kind of. Sort of. I mean, I haven't seen anything that said WWE wished him well in his future endeavors. So, is Drew McIntyre fired from SmackDown only to go to Raw to repeat the same fate? WWE, I need to tell you, don't waste the talent of Drew McIntyre. You want to use Drew McIntyre to his fullest potential. If you need to, send him back to developmental. Work with him on his speaking skills. Whatever it is you have to do, I think Drew McIntyre is a talent worth keeping. And the only reason why I say that is because I've seen Drew in the ring. He's slow in some places, but I think that can be fixed. No, he's not great on the mic. But you know what? A lot of people weren't great on the mic. I mean, come on. Don't tell me you're going to put Brodus Clay at the top before you put Drew at the top. I think Drew McIntyre has what it takes to one day be a great WWE champion. Alright, I am excited. Big Show, Daniel Bryan, Mark Henry, Steel Cage, the Royal Rumble. Oh, I can't wait. Because the Big Show and Mark Henry are going to end up squashing Daniel Bryan. Now, I already told you this talking about D. Bryan in the D. Bryan interview. I know and believe that Daniel Bryan is nothing more than a pass-through champion. And that gold belt will either end up on the World's Strongest Man or the Big Show. Great story, all in all. But Daniel Bryan cannot be the World Heavyweight Champion that goes to headline WrestleMania. However, I've been wrong before. Anything could happen. WWE Creative could decide that Daniel Bryan is the man that in fact and indeed will headline the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. I still don't think it should happen. But, let me say this. Anything can happen in the WWE, and if it's up to creative, it probably will. Before I sign off the air tonight, I'd like to say hello to a very special friend of mine who works at a place that I will not mention. However, I will mention her. Kelly Moline. And I hope I said that right. If I didn't, you can kill me later. Not literally, though. Kelly Moline, thank you for watching WrestleRant HD. I appreciate your support, and so do the fans. You can see us here each week at youtube.com or whatever video website you happen to find us on. Check your internet listings. For WrestleRant HD, I'm Angelo Demetrius saying I will see you right here next week on WrestleRant. Good. Bye, everybody.